friends, good morning. Welcome to my legal class. Today we will discuss about jurisdictions of the Supreme Court. India is having a single and unified judicial system with three-tier structure, that is Supreme Court, High Courts and subordinate courts. Supreme Court is the final court. The decision of a Supreme Court is binding on all the court. Look at the Supreme Court is succeeded federal court. It succeeds not only the federal court, it replaces the Privy Council after the commencement of the Constitution. What are the jurisdiction of the Supreme Court? It is primarily the appellate court. Its jurisdictions is classified into three categories, namely original jurisdiction, appellate jurisdiction and advisory jurisdictions. The constitutional provisions are under Article 131 to 143 provides the provisions regarding jurisdictions of the Supreme Court. Look at, apart from these three jurisdictions, that is original jurisdiction, appellate jurisdiction and advisory jurisdiction, Supreme Court also had writ jurisdictions under Article 32. Okay, now discuss about original jurisdiction of the Supreme Court. First, what is the jurisdiction of the court? That is, the authority of the court to adjudicate the disputes. That is, decide the cases, the power of the court. Look at the original jurisdiction of the Supreme Court. That is, Article 131 provide the provisions regarding the original jurisdiction of the Supreme Court. It provides not only the original jurisdiction, it is also a special jurisdiction, exclusive original jurisdiction of the Supreme Court under Article 131. Look at writ jurisdiction is also the original jurisdiction of the Supreme Court. Article 32 provides the provisions regarding writ jurisdictions. We can approach the Supreme Court directly, not like it is quite opposite to the appellate jurisdiction. Under appellate jurisdiction, what happens? We file the case in the lower courts against the decisions. We can or orders against the orders of the lower courts. We can file the appeal in the higher courts. Next, at the last result, we can approach the Supreme Court. This is the appellate jurisdictions. But original jurisdictions, what is original? This is court of first instance. That is, it hears the case originally at the first instance. It is called original jurisdiction. But under Article 131, it is exclusive original jurisdiction. What is exclusive original jurisdiction? Means it excludes all other courts. It means directly approach only the Supreme Court shall resolve the disputes in such cases. To invoke Article 131, some conditions must be fulfilled because it is exclusive original jurisdiction. Supreme Court only resolve the disputes. So, to invoke Article 131, what are those conditions? This is resolves only the civil suits under exclusive original jurisdictions. Look at the conditions. What are those conditions? Firstly, look at Article 131. The first line itself says that subject to the provisions of this Constitution. What does it mean? Subject to the provisions of this constitution. Means if any remedies available under this article, under other provisions of this article, then article 131 is not available. Remedies under article 131 is not available for such disputes. If remedies available under other articles, other provisions of this constitutions, then the parties cannot approach original exclusive jurisdictions of the Supreme Court under Article 131. This is the condition. Take for example, water disputes between the states. For water disputes, Article 262 provides provisions. So, and if remedies under Article 262 is available, then the state government is not cannot invoke Article 131. Remedies under Article 131 is not available. So, Article 262 provide the provisions for the Parliament. Parliament can make laws for the resolve of water disputes between the states. Okay, what is the next conditions to invoke Article 131? That is, disputes must be between central government, that is Government of India, and state governments, or disputes between central government and one or more state governments on the one side and state governments on the other sides, or among the disputes among the state governments, only such disputes must be entertained by the Supreme Court under the original jurisdictions, exclusive original jurisdiction of the Supreme Court under Article 131. This is the second conditions. Here one thing is understand that under the second condition, the private individual is excluded. The private individual on the one side and state government on the other side. Such disputes is not entertained under Article 131 by the Supreme Court. So, next, okay, here private individual is excluded, companies or any other. Only here one thing is understand, government, central government or state government. Only the disputes among these governments only resolved under Article 131. So, exclusive jurisdictions is provided, available to the Supreme Court under Article 131. We'll look at further. What is the third condition? It is very most important conditions. That is, here involves question of law or fact regarding legal rights of the parties. This is very, very important. All the cases, all the disputes between the state governments or central governments, for all such cases, parties cannot invoke Article 131. Here, the legal rights of the parties must be involved. This is very, very important conditions to invoke Article 131. Look at recently, Kerala state government filed a petition against challenging the validity of CAA. That is Central Law, Citizenship Amendment Act 2019. Here, look at this case, 2019 CAA case. What it alleges that violation of fundamental rights. And it is against the basic structure of the Constitution. Under it, it violates the freedom, equality, and secular principles of the Constitution. What happened in this case? That is, central government of India grants Indian citizenship to the migrants from Pakistan, Bangladesh, and Afghanistan, these three countries, for non-Muslim minorities migrates from these countries. What Kerala state government stated that this the grouping of days is irrational. This is not rational. So it violates the basic structure of the constitution. It violates the fundamental rights of the citizen. Look at in this case, any legal Kerala government invoke Article 131 and file a suit in Supreme Court, invoke original jurisdiction of the Supreme Court. Is there any conditions provided under Article 131 is fulfilled? Is there any legal rights of the state government involved in this case? Or any state government is eligible to challenge the central law under 131? Look at like this. This is not the first case filed again, invoked Article 131. Before that, in 1961, West Bengal government filed a petition invoked Article 131 against the rights in mines, against the some mines acts challenging the central law. But there, of course, we know that rights in mines, the legal rights of the state government, in that cases, state government had legal rights in that case. Okay, but in a Kerala government's case, what legal rights violates? Okay, next, is the state government has authority to challenge the central government's central laws under 131? Supreme Court already stated that in Madhya Pradesh versus Union of India's case 2011, in that case Supreme Court clearly said that state government has no authority to challenge the central law under Article 131. So, to challenge the validity of the central laws for the violation of fundamental rights, there is other provisions exist in our constitutions. For the violation of fundamental rights, Article 32 already exists. So, for the violation of legislative and executive actions, it must be looked into the seventh schedule and subjects, which are the subjects provided under our first list, second list, and the concurrent list to enact laws. If any state government wants to challenge the law, it look after that the other provisions provided under our constitutions. So, it is not possible to invoke Article 131 for such cases. Okay. Here, the under Article 131, look at the word state is very restricted to the government, central government and state government only. Look at Article 12. In one case, that is the state of Bihar versus Union of India. Here, state government filed a petition against central government in favor of railway company. Even though it is it is held as state under Article 12, the remedies under 131 is not available because very restrictive. Only the state governments and central governments, for the disputes between these state governments and central governments, is only available under Article 131, not for the companies. Other states held in Article 12 for companies and all, and government departments are not eligible to file petitions by invoking Article 131. Very state, the word state is interpreted in the state of Bihar versus Union of India by the Supreme Court. Very restrictive under Article 131. It is very important to know that. Very why the purpose behind the separating the private individual is excluded here. All other entities are excluded here. Only the government can file a petition for the violation of their legal rights only. They can file a petition, invoke Article 131. What is the reason behind this? Why the private individual cannot file? If the disputes between private individual and states, then the private individual cannot file a petitions for such disputes. Why it is excluded such petitions? Because it is very essential for the court to resolve the disputes very urgently for the smooth functioning of the government. The disputes between government is very urgent, so they can approach very topmost court of the country, high forum, and the decisions also need very fastly for the functioning of the government, smooth functioning of the government. It is very essential. So the original exclusive jurisdiction is provided to the Supreme Court under Article 131. Even though, look, we know that high courts and supreme courts both are competent to entertain the cases between the states under article 226 and 32. Writ jurisdictions are available for both the high courts and supreme courts, but exclusive original jurisdiction, excluding all other courts, only the Supreme Court has authority to adjudicate such problems. Like that, if the three conditions fulfilled, then the party can approach the Supreme Court and invoke the Article 131. This is the speciality of the original, exclusive original jurisdiction. It is very important from the exam points of view. We know that the writ jurisdictions also is it is also the original jurisdiction, not the exclusive original jurisdiction. Under writ jurisdiction, we can approach high court also. High court also competent to deal with such cases for the enforcement of fundamental rights. And Supreme Court also competent. We can approach high court or Supreme Court. High courts under 226 and Supreme Court under 32. But it is only the original jurisdiction of the Supreme Court, but exclusive jurisdiction is under Article 131. Okay, it is very important in the exam points of view. Careful. And in the next class, we discuss about appellate jurisdiction and advisory jurisdiction of the Supreme Court. Okay, till then, we meet you in the next class with advisory and appellate jurisdiction. Till then, thank you.